Mm-mm-mm. Come on. Yes. Come on in, 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 come on in. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, guys. It is our Tuesday takeover. It's been a few weeks since we've done a Tuesday takeover. So if you don't know what Tuesday takeover is, this is where we cover a variety of reality TV news, and pop culture news. There's a lot of things that we missed over the last few weeks. We didn't get to talk about the Diddy and Cassie situation. They settled very quickly, so we really didn't have time. We didn't get to talk about that. I don't know if you've seen this. Ever since we did the story yesterday where there's news that Ashanti and Nelly are having a baby together, everybody's coming out with their think pieces as to why Ashanti has dropped the ball on her life. Why did she go back to her toxic ex? Everyone has a think piece on Ashanti's life and her womb. But that's the internet. We also have to talk about Beyonce's film that came out over the weekend that I got to see. And I'm going to share some of my thoughts, but I will be doing an expanded video and audio version of my expanded thoughts on the renaissance that is Beyonce. So stay tuned for that. We have to talk about 90 Day Fiance, Below Deck. We have to talk about Squid Game, The Challenge. I didn't even know about it. So many people came to me, it's like, oh, you need to watch this. Another person came to watch this. I know this person, can you interview them? And I'm like, wait, let me catch up. Let me watch it first. Can I watch it first? So I started watching it. I'm not finished with it yet. So no spoilers. All right? No spoilers. So we're going to get into a countdown. Then we're going to get into the festivities. That is Tuesday Takeover. All right, let's go.
Baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer. Just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter. I got the fuse. You make a fire. I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead. Just watch the shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like the video, be sure to share the video, and if you're listening to the audio version of this, don't forget to rate our podcast. All right? Don't forget to rate the podcast, Kempire, on all podcast platforms, but especially on Apple and Spotify. So be sure to rate and review us 5 stars. I don't want to hear anything else. No, you need to work on no. 5 stars, okay? And if you haven't, or if you already subscribed to the podcast, then you already know we've been giving you a lot of content these last few days. So be sure to check that out. All right. A lot of you said, we need the audio version on here. Here you go. Voila. Look, voila. All right. Tuesday Takeover. If this is your first Tuesday Takeover, this is where we cover a variety of pop culture news, but also reality TV and reality TV news. We get to talk about some of the shows that we don't get a chance to do a separate recap for, like we do all these other shows. So we get to talk about 90 Day Fiance. I am fully caught up, and I'm wondering how you guys feel about these 2 series of 90 Day Fiance. I'm wondering how you guys feel about it, because I am watching and I'm like, am I bored? Okay, we'll talk about it. We have to talk about Below Deck Med. We've got to talk about the Squid Game. How old am I? Squid Game, The Challenge. um, and there were so many other shows that ended while we were away. November flew by. We were traveling I think I was at home for 1 week in November. And now it's December. It's the holidays, if you couldn't tell from behind me how Christmas threw up in the studio. I love Christmas, if you couldn't tell. Yep. All right. All right. Shout out to our King's Guards in the building. Foxy, I hope you had a fantastic birthday yesterday. Shout out to our King's Guards for holding us down all the time in the comment section, in the live shows. We appreciate them. They also are keeping track of the timestamps so I can post them later. So shout out to them. Shout out to our channel members and the new channel members that were gifted here on the channel. Shout out to you guys. I hope you will stay a member, but you don't have to. You can enjoy some of the additional perks that come to being a member of the Kempire YouTube channel. But also shout out to all of you that support in any way that you can by watching, viewing, sharing. All of that matters. All right. So as always, with Tuesday Takeover, we start off with some good news. Can we talk about Ashanti? So Ashanti, I mean, they haven't officially confirmed this news that she's pregnant, but they sort of hinted at it at Nelly's Black and White Ball, rubbing her tummy and saying all these things. So Us Weekly came out yesterday and said they can exclusively confirm that Ashanti is with child. This would be Ashanti's first child. She's what, 43 years old? And I can't tell you the comments that I saw in the video that I did, and then the multiple TikTok and Instagram videos of people saying, this is why Ashanti is fumbling her own bag. This is why Ashanti is making the biggest mistake of her life. This is why Ashanti, this is why you should not get back with your toxic ex. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, can't we just be happy for her? Look, can't we just be happy for her? Thank you, Pam, for gifting a membership. We appreciate you. Nicole, thank you for gifting. Oh, Nicole was gifted. Congrats, Nicole. I was sort of like, wait a minute. It's Christmas. I feel like everything should be perfect during the holidays. So I don't want to see any strife. I don't want to see people complaining. And I'm like, first of all, congratulations if Ashanti is indeed with child. Because I can only imagine, she's been in this business a long time. She's really focused on, especially independently, releasing her music. So I know a lot of the things that maybe she wanted to do, like get married, have children, sort of was held back because of her career aspirations. So I wanted to be happy for her. I wanted to be happy for her, but you guys are stinking up the place. Can't I be happy for Ashanti? Look, I'm going to be happy for Ashanti. Because we don't know what's going on in their relationship. Remember, these two broke up in 2013. They were she was quite young at the time. That was like 10 years ago. He was like 39. So he was grown. Nelly was grown. But damn, 30. Okay. I'm going to raise the 1.5. All right. So there are a lot of people that have feelings about this relationship. And the pregnancy aside, people have a feeling like this is not the way to go for Ashanti. But at the end of the day, we have no control over Ashanti's life. She seems very happy. And Ashanti's very private with her private personal life. And I feel like she's been a little bit more open with being public with Nelly. More than she was when they were dating years back. All right? You know what I mean? All right. I'm hoping for the best. Can we just hope for the best? So that's my good news for today. My other good news is our girl Beyonce. Beyonce, come on. Come on. Have you seen Beyonce's The Renaissance film, her concert documentary? I've seen mixed things about it in regards to, oh, I went there to thinking I'm going to see the concert and it was, Beyonce talking. And then I saw the opposite of that, where people said, I went to thinking that I'm going to see a documentary and it was mostly the concert. Honestly, it's mostly the concert, with things giving us behind the scenes about Beyonce's creation, Beyonce's struggles, Beyonce's family life, Beyonce's, aspirations. So I felt like it was very well balanced. I thought, okay, shout out to the Virgos. Come on, Virgos. All right, enough of that. But this is what I love about a Virgo. They're very meticulous. Like, if you need somebody to get a job done and to do it at a certain level, get you a Virgo. I always say this. Look, I'm trying to make things nice. I thought that the documentary was good. I will talk more about it separately because I want to do an entire video, because it's 3 hours. It's almost 3 hours, this documentary. But I have to tell you, by the end of it, I was like, oh, time flew, but it was 3 hours, because my bladder told me it was 3 hours. All right? So I thought it was good. Congratulations to Beyonce, because according to the Associated Press, let me just read this to you. She has the #1 movie in the box office this weekend. So they said Beyonce ruled the box office this weekend. Her concert picture, Renaissance, a film by Beyonce, opened in first place with $21 million in North American ticket sales, according to estimates from the AMC theaters. Okay, sidebar. Before we even get more into this, Beyonce, they try to set you up, Beyonce. They try to set Beyonce up, and then they try to throw me under the bus at the same time. Let me tell you a story. So I bought Beyonce's film tickets. I wanted to go to the concert. I just was like, I don't know if this is going to be for me. Not the Beyonce part, just the crowds, all that. So I didn't get to see the concert, but I said, you know what? I'm going to go see this film. I bought the tickets on October 4th. All right? October 4th, I bought the Beyonce movie tickets at AMC Theaters here in New York City, Lincoln Center. October 4th, cleared, charges made, all good. All good in the hood. Only I landed in New York last week, Tuesday. I'm in the taxi, checking my emails and things like that, getting caught up, traffic. I look down, it's an email from AMC Theaters. And I can't remember exactly what they said, but they quote use scheduling conflicts has caused us, a scheduling conflict within our system has caused us to cancel your tickets and refund them. What? I bought these tickets on October 4th. How in the hell? And I actually saw after this a couple of other people complain about AMC theaters and there being glitches, canceling the actual movie showtime that they went to go see. And I was like, are y'all trying to set Beyonce up for failure? But never mind that. Me and my tickets. I bought these tickets on October 4th. If there was some sort of scheduling issue in your system, wouldn't you have discovered that on October 5th or October 4th? Why did it take you over a month, almost 2 months, to discover this scheduling conflict? Or did your cousin's cousin get a scheduling conflict and they got my tickets? And let me tell you something. I'm grateful because you got to look at the positives. Those tickets were for like 6 o'clock in the evening. But as you know, here in New York, this, the time changes and it's dark by 5. It's like pitch black. I like to be in my house. So I ended up, me and my friend went. I ended up getting earlier tickets for like 2 p.m. Even that changed. The time changed to like 2:20 p.m. Got tickets for 2 p.m., which is perfect because by the time we got out, it was dark. But here's the downside. My original tickets were for the IMAX theater. All right? It was for the IMAX theater. Great sound, great seats. But apparently, AMC and Lincoln Center, they have those other theaters. I guess they haven't renovated in like 30 years. So the only tickets available, yes, they had some tickets available for the same showtime that I had. However, those seats were right up. Nobody wants those seats in the first row. That's the one first time, in the theater, nobody wants first row tickets. So I wasn't getting those. So I got it in the laser theater. I don't know what that is. I don't know if laser is another word for hood. Because I went up into this theater. I was like, okay. Me and my friend sit down in the seats. The seat goes. I was like, oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But it still was a great big screen, great sound, but it's still not IMAX. So I think I will go back and see it in IMAX because I want that experience. But I was just like, look, I did look at the positives. All right. We still got to see the movie. The movie was fantastic. It was fantastic. It was well edited. It was superb. The transitions. Like I said, I will talk more about this in a separate video. Guys, you're just joining us. This is our Tuesday Takeover. As always, don't forget you can hear the audio version of a few of our live shows here, but also some additional special episodes on the Kempire Radio podcast. So be sure to subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. All right? And as always, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on those platforms. So I got to see it. I thought it was great. It's the number one movie this weekend, $21 million. It probably would have been a lot more if we didn't have some of these glitches. Maybe. Vigilian said the transitions, baby. Those transitions during the Beyonce, I'll talk more about it later. Oh, she's a Virgo. And I love that for us because that is excellence at a whole other level. All right? A whole other level. Oh, the attention to detail. Beyonce, you left no crumbs. No, you left no crumbs. And I know people have their feelings about Beyonce, but as a performer and a perfectionist, she gave us quality. We often don't get quality from our artists anymore, but her. She's definitely giving us quality. I also want to say congratulations to Alica Keys. Did you guys hear that Alica Keys has a show that she has produced and all the entire show is full of her music? Well, right now it's in the Public Theater here in New York City. I'm going to try and get tickets. It's hard to get tickets. All right. However, I was discussing this with my friend who was visiting in town. I was like, this has to go to Broadway at some point. I think they're just setting this up for Broadway. Well, it was just announced that Hell's Kitchen, that's the name of Alica Keys' show, all right, musical, it's actually going to Broadway in the spring. Congratulations, Alica Keys. Congratulations. That's huge. So I got a couple of shows to see on Broadway next year. I'm going to try and see it before it goes to Broadway, though, because right now it's still in the Public Theater until January 14th. All right. So I have The Wiz next year to see, and I have Hell's Kitchen because I'm going to see it on Broadway, too. We got to support these shows, especially Black content. We've got to support it because you see how they try to set Beyonce up this weekend. They tried to cancel my ticket, but I still went. Damn you, AMC Theater. They're like, but we gave you a refund. Yeah, but then I couldn't get tickets for the theater that I wanted. Carol says Alicia tickets sold out. Yes, Carol. However, if you do the day of lottery, you could get tickets. You could get tickets. I don't know. The FBI needs to investigate Ticketmaster and the way that all of this ticket situation is handled. Because the way that people buy out tickets and resell them at these, they need to do better. They definitely need to do better. Let me read some of these super chats, and thank you guys so much for supporting any way that you can, but you can also support by liking the video, sharing the video, rating and reviewing the podcast if you're listening to this. All of that helps. Pam, thank you so much for the super chat. Pam says, thanks for the gift of a membership yesterday. Happy holidays, Kempire and everyone. Happy holidays, Pam. We appreciate you gifting as well. All right. Jacqueline, thank you so much for the super chat. Jacqueline says, showing my support. We appreciate that, Jacqueline. Thank you so much. Matter of fact, I need to change the colors of this. Hold on, y'all. Let me just do this live because it is the holidays. We need to be festive, right? We don't need this color. We need a red or something, like a red or something. All right. Let me just do that. And I think, look, hold on. Look. There we go. All right. It's a live show. Oh, wait. Let me do this. Let me change this too. I'm sorry, y'all. It's live, but it's okay. It's all right. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Shout out to everyone watching and listening on TikTok, and those of you watching on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. We appreciate you as well. Come join us on YouTube if you haven't already, because there are things that you will see in here that you probably won't see in here if you're watching on TikTok. All right. Chef Lorraine, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, hey, Kempire. Hey, how you doing? Thanks, Chef Lorraine. Casey, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel as well. Nicole, thank you so much for the super chat. Nicole says, people leave Nelly and Ashanti alone. These are people in their mid to late 40s that found each other again and love that was never lost. The universe always circles back for the right hearts. Thank you. That's how I was viewing it too. I mean, we really don't know the depth of what she went through. Maybe if we did, we probably would feel differently, but Casey, thank you so much for another super chat. Casey says, Kemp, in your heart of hearts, brain, do you think Nene has a chance of coming back? Oh, this is an interesting question. Honestly, anything is possible. And I said this before, if Monique can go back to Netflix after calling them everything under the sun and sued them, anything is possible. If I didn't see the Monique situation play out, I probably would have been like, no. But I'm never going to say never. I think it would be great for both people, definitely for Nene, but also for the network. Her comeback, although I don't know if it would sustain the ratings and the views, but her comeback alone would garner a lot of attention. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible, but there are murmurs. There are murmurs out there. Mashawn, thank you so much for the super chat. Mashawn says, Blue was so emotionally mature and well-spoken. Oh my gosh, they're doing a superb job with Blue Ivy. And we get to learn more about how Blue became a part of the show in the documentary, but we'll talk more about that again in a separate video. I just wanted to say congratulations to Beyonce on a phenomenal film, but also being the #1 movie this weekend. Mama Ali, thank you so much for the super chat. Mama Ali says, Kempire, I tried giving you a 5-star rating on Spotify, but it wouldn't let me. The 5 was blocked. Something weird is going on here. You see how they set us up? You see how they set us up? What you mean? What you mean? Not the 5-star was blocked. Well, you wait, Mama Ali. I don't want a 4-star. You wait. We're going to figure it out. I'm going to talk to my peoples. Thank you for letting me know. And guys, be sure to let me know as well if you have the same issue as Mama Ali in regards to giving us a 5-star rating on Spotify. Spotify. If you don't get this. Sorry. Sorry. My Sean says this, if Nene comes back, Mariah needs to as well. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. All right. So before we get into any more hot topics, let's get into some reality TV. So I am fully caught up on Below Deck Med. You know I love Below Deck, but I haven't watched Below Deck Med chapter and verse until this season. Shout out to Toomey. I think Toomey is a fantastic chief stew. I think she gives us exactly what we need in regards to the funny. She almost reminds me, not 100%, but she almost reminds me a little bit of Kate Chastain, a little bit, like her comedy, okay? I'm so glad that Natalia is gone. She's a troublemaker. And look, you do need a troublemaker in a reality TV show. But we got Kyle. And although I don't like Kyle as a person, I think he's great TV. He's a great, as Carlos would say, a force multiplier on this cast. I mean, look, the cast has changed so much since this photo. We've got a bunch of new people on this cast. Not a bunch, but a couple of new folks. But Natalia, if you saw the preview for the rest of the season, will be coming back. She's not completely gone. But Kyle was here manipulating everybody during the season, only to be called out by Captain Sandy in the last episode. She was like, if you don't get your ish together today, you're going to be gone. And he was like, oh. A lot of you have been watching Below Deck Med for a long time, so a lot of you have sort of had your love-hate relationship with Captain Sandy. So far, I like Captain Sandy. I feel she treats them like her kids. I don't think she has any kids, but if this are her replacement kids, she treats them like they did a good job on a charter. She's like, I'm going to take you guys out for ice cream. Oh, Captain Sandy, if you don't give us a tip, come on. Okay. And why is Jack so upset that Natalia's leaving? Because he had a crush? He didn't tell us that he had a crush, but I sense that's the only reason why. Why are you missing Natalia? Natalia has started nothing but trouble on this cast. Natalia was just like, she started trouble and then she got mad at Kyle for starting trouble. And I'm like, you start as much trouble as you two do not like each other because you're very much cut from the same cloth. Did you guys see when Luca, who is the bosun on this ship, he's also a Scorpio? Because they bring that up a couple of times during the season. But I like Luca because I think he's so himself. I don't think he's a cheater, F-boy kind of thing. I think Scorpios kind of get that sort of persona because they like sex, because they like, whatever's in front of them, as Toomey said. But I think he's very open. Like, this is not a serious thing. This is not a serious relationship. This is what it is. I don't feel like he's fooling anybody, including, what's her face? I don't remember her name. Damn, girl. That's how much of a non-mother-fucking factor she is on this cast. I'm sorry, she is. But now they're hooking up. Natalia was upset. Natalia, go get your man. And you're not ready for an open relationship. Natalia, you are not ready for an open relationship. And then he had the nerve to go sleep with someone and be upset the fact she's going out. Wait a minute. Why did Max say that he was a part of the LGBTQ community? I was so confused by that. But I was even more confused by Kyle's reaction. I mean, I get it, Kyle. Like, he's like, you're not a part of our community. You can be a supporter. You can be an ally. But you're not a part of the community. Max, I thought Max was coming out to us. I was like, oh, okay, Max. Parlez-vous français? Look. I was like, all right, are you coming out? We will welcome you with open arms. And some people with open legs. Woo, it's too early for this. It's too early for this. New York City, are you ready? What am I talking about? Are you ready to spend some cash in January? Buckle up. Announcement coming soon. All right. I love Below Deck Med, and I tell you the reason why I love Below Deck in general is because you still have to have a skill set in order to be on this show. You have to have a skill set. Deborah says Max just doesn't understand English very well. Yeah, we come to the realization between Kyle and Max that there was a language barrier, and that's why. That's why he felt as if I'm part of the LGBTQ community. What? Wait a minute, what? That's not what he meant. Jack is now bonding with the new Stu because Natalia left, so we have a new Stu who drank too much, was throwing up, and Captain Sandy had to go to her, was like, you're late. Where are you? Come. You need to work. She's like, They're keeping a throw up. Throwing up is the worst. I can count on one hand the amount of times I've thrown up in my life. I don't know. Ugh. That's another reason why I would never drink, because of like, God forbid, that's one of the effects that it has on me. You know what I mean? Oh, wait, back to Luca. Oh, elephant brain's working today, y'all. Luca, the Scorpio, the bosun. Now he's getting into a lot of trouble in these last couple of episodes. We didn't have any issues with the deck crew. Now all of a sudden we're starting to see holes in the deck crew. I don't know if that's by design or if it's just people are getting tired as we get to the end. But Luca was on Watch What Happens live a couple of weeks ago. Did you guys see it? Luca, it was an awkward Watch What Happens live. You could tell Andy was struggling because Luca, although he's beautiful, doesn't seem to be very entertaining. And you could tell from him on Below Deck Med. We don't need everyone to be entertaining. We already have Kyle, we have Toomey, we had Natalia. We don't need Luca to be that entertaining. But when I watched him on Watch What Happens live, I was like, okay, this is awkward. I was like, okay. But at first, I was watching these episodes trying to get caught up yesterday, and now I'm fully caught up on Below Deck Mediterranean. It is a good season. Just when I was sort of like, oh, I don't love it, and then I'm seeing what's to come with that drunk charter guest going down to the crew mast and then dropping glass and falling over, and then he's about to get kicked off the yacht. Oh, just when I almost lose hope in Below Deck Med, they restore it. Have you guys been watching Below Deck Med? How are you feeling? If you had to rate the season so far of Below Deck Med from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? So one of the shows that we didn't get to talk about in November was our show, Big Brother. All right? We did not get to talk about Big Brother. And who won? Congratulations, Jag. How do you guys feel about Jag winning Big Brother? Mind you, I was in California, and I probably could have went to their after party. Now I'm kind of glad I didn't, because that would have been awkward. I'll explain why later. But by the end, I didn't know who I wanted to win. I was sort of like, do I want Matt to win? I mean, after Siri left, I was like, I can't root for anybody. And then I was like, I want to root for Alicia. But, you know, one of the big things that was said, a lot of you were saying that are Big Brother fans, and I think Siri had the explanation, I don't know, I can't think of the word. But she had the aha moment that, yeah, they probably shouldn't have gotten rid of Hisam. They shouldn't have gotten rid of Hisam. Because remember, they had that alliance in the beginning, but Hisam started feeling himself, and he started coming across. Onyx says, congrats, I guess, Jack. Come on. My sentiments, exactly. But Hisam, if they had kept Hisam, he could have won for the mamas, and the mamas could have stayed a lot. I mean, they stayed pretty long, but they could have probably won. I was actually also surprised that Suri didn't win America's Favorite House Guest. But apparently it was very close between her, Cameron, and oh damn. What's her name? She made it all the way to the end too. She's such a non-motherfucking factor. Oh, let me take a sip. Courtney says Hisam would have been a good shield. I agree. I would agree. Felicia was the best part of this season for me, though. Can we talk about that? Where's my Felicia? Felicia was the best part of the season. We didn't know her. She's a real person, but she was so funny. I didn't love how she played the game, especially when she turned on our girl Suri. I also didn't love how Matt and Jag used the mamas to shield them, but also to cook and clean for them. Bowie, thank you, Allie. Non-mother... that I couldn't stand her. By the end, I could not stand Bowie. But I will give Bowie her flowers. She played a good game. She won a few competitions. She was head of household a couple of times. She played a good game. I couldn't stand her personality, though, as she was so annoying to me. She was so annoying to me. And then when they formed the alliance with Matt and Jag, and they were like, hee hee, hee hee. I was like, you guys are so corny. You are so corny.
Get out of here.
I have to say, I wonder if ratings dropped towards the end. Because once Felicia left, it's like, what's the point of watching? I'm glad she made it all the way to the end, but I was like, what's the point of watching this show? But Jack played a good game. Jack and Matt played a good game. And it worked. Was it an interesting game? Was it a dynamic game? Not really, because they really had no competition. And it makes me wonder if Heisem, if he had stayed, would it have been different? Would it have been different? But I still give it to Felicia and Surrey. Although they didn't win competitions, though they came close. They came close. They played a good social game. And I know a lot of people like to downplay the social game, but Big Brother, it's a tough game. Surrey was like, her example, her analogy of, an office and playing it in Big Brother, she's like, it's a serious game. She said it's harder than Survivor. And I was like, damn. It was a good season. I'm so glad that we got to see Surrey. I know they're doing like a holiday thing right now, but I'm not checking for it. I'm not checking for it, to be honest with you. I'm not checking for it. Maybe because there's so many other things to watch. It's also the holidays. I know a lot of you are in the full holiday spirit. Sidebar, we are raising $1,000 this month for Toys for Tots. Check out our last video. You can see on the last couple of videos, you'll see a link to donate. So help us raise money for Toys for Tots this year. So the children can have a fantastic holiday. And shout out to Toys for Tots. They've been doing this for years, raising money and getting gifts for kids that probably would not be able to celebrate Christmas. All right. So, all right. Speaking of Christmas, come on now. Come on now. Should we do a little giveaway? Yes, let's do a little giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. Well, it wouldn't be the holidays here. If you're new here to the channel, we've been doing this the last two. This is our third Christmas, I think, or fourth Christmas, doing Kempire's 12 days of giveaways for the holiday season. And Coldest has been a proud sponsor of the channel for a very long time. I don't promote things that I don't enjoy and use. And we've been using this and talking about this for a very long time. Don't forget, you can still get your own something if you don't win today. And for 10% off if you use the discount code Kempire10. More information is available in the description of this video, or if you're listening, also in the description of this episode. All right. So, who should win a Coldest water bottle that keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours? Let's see. Let's do a quick giveaway, and we'll see who's going to win. And sidebar, the person that won the other day on Sunday, I emailed you back, but I have not gotten a response back from you. So if you're seeing this, please respond so that we can get you your Coldest water bottle. All right. Let's roll it. Come on. Roll it. Mary Jane's babies. Mary Jane's baby is always here. We appreciate your support all the time. She's been here a long time as well. Congratulations. You are the winner. Please email us at kempiredaily@gmail.com. Again, kempiredaily@gmail.com so we can get you your Coldest water bottle. Okay? All right? Happy holidays. All right. Let's get into some more talk. All right. Because we were just talking about Big Brother, a reality competition show, can we talk about one of my new favorites that I haven't finished yet, but If you haven't watched it and you hate spoilers, spoiler alert, we're going to talk about Squid Game, the challenge. So this reality show is based off of the TV show from Netflix, all right? So Squid Game, the challenge, is this reality version of that show. And it's so good. I wasn't sure. People told me you should watch it. Okay, I was like, all right. So on a flight coming back to New York, I downloaded the first three episodes, and I was hooked. I was hooked because I didn't watch Squid Game, the TV show. But now it makes me want to watch the TV show because I'm like, okay, how did this play out in there? So it's all these competitions that you have to go through that you saw. If you're familiar with the TV show, you don't have to watch it in order to be entertained or up to date on the reality show. But first of all, the way it's filmed, the emotions that people go through, there's so many people. And let me tell you this, I don't know if this is a fact, but is this the biggest payday in reality TV history? You're getting like $4 million on this show. Taxes, look, before taxes. But Jillian says, you've got to watch the TV show Kempire. Now I want to, but let me finish watching the challenge itself. I didn't want to spoil anything for anyone. All right. But I'm not going to spoil anything because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. But this show, first of all, the guy in the middle, look, the guy in the middle, what was he going through? We're talking about throwing up. What was he going through? And 4, 3, 2, first of all, I'm big on numbers and numerology. When I saw his number, I was like, wait a minute. I've been seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 for weeks now. All right. Brighton, I think his name is. Oh my gosh. Speaking of villains, every show needs a villain. I'm not going to tell you anything in regards to him, but he is a villain. He is a villain. But you know who else I love on this show? Do I have it? Wait, where is it? First of all, this first game was crazy. This first game, the way it's filmed is superb. The mom and son duo, no spoilers, people, but the mom and son duo, they have my heart. At that first game where mama almost didn't make it, I was like, oh my God. I was literally on the plane like, my God, I need her to make it. And she's a hell of a player. Y'all ages people better stop sleeping on people of a certain age. Oh, Brianna says the TV show's a little gore, though. Look. But let me tell you something. Mr. 432 could get it. No, I'm playing. Wait, am I playing? No, I'm not. He's cute. But his attitude, this is why I always say it's important to, I know a lot of people are more interested in attraction over, personality. But personality goes a long way. But these guys go through so many different challenges that you have to, it's very much like Big Brother where you have to sort of form alliances, but it's also physical challenges. Oh, there's a game that they play. You remember Battleship? I never played Battleship, but then I learned, I was like, oh, this is how you play Battleship. It was really good. And every episode, because it's so big, you don't get to meet everyone immediately. Like there are people that you're introduced to in maybe episode 2, episode 3. Then people are eliminated. So they're eliminating hundreds of people, like every other episode. Hundreds of people are getting eliminated because there's a lot of people here. And then they have over your head this big old clear bubble of cash because every time someone is eliminated, that's what, 1,000, no, not 1,000, 10,000 per person that's eliminated is added to the pile. Already at the point where I'm at, I think it's episode 3 or 4, 5. Look, 3, 4, 5. They're already at like 3 million. The show is good. And I wouldn't tell you it was good and that you should watch. I'm going to do a separate video once I'm finished. But it's good. It's good. It's one of my favorites. Mama Allie says, you never played Battleship? I'm sending you one for Christmas. No, No, please don't. You know why? Because I'm not going. Look, I have a Switch. Let me go dust that off because I don't even play it. I don't have time to play the Switch, y'all. I don't have time to play these games and watch a television show. No. All right. So Squid Game, The Challenge on Netflix, one of my new favorites, but I am behind, so I did not want to give any spoilers. We'll continue to talk about it next week, but like I said, I might do a separate video talking about it once I'm fully caught up. Joe, thank you so much for the super chat. Joe says, great to see you on Zach's Live and gifting memberships to his subscribers. # creators supporting creators for real. Amen. And I love Christmas. And shout out to Zach. So, thanks, Joe. All right. I gotta fix that. Okay. Oh, wait. So hold on. I'm missing your comments, y'all. I apologize. There's quite a few of you. Oh my Lord, what did I just do? I just got rid of my snow. All right. Anyways. Scherster says, Kempire is me. My husband bought me a Switch. I played for a month and it's collecting dust in the corner as I type. And honestly, I like games. I just didn't have the time. I have so many things that I should be doing. I'm like between work, watching shows, exercising, actually getting out and seeing the world. You know what I mean? Like, when will I have the time? I mean, but shout out to all of you that do. Let me know how you do that. Look, let me know how you do that. All right. So Squid Game, The Challenge. It's one of my new favorite shows. All right. Let's move on. To, all right, let's get into a little hot topics. We are keeping timestamps, guys. So if you're watching the replay of this, we will be posting timestamps at some point. Shout out to our Kings Guards that are keeping track. Shout out to our channel members that help to keep the lights on here. And shout out to those of you that have been gifted memberships here on the channel as well as a part of our 12 days of giveaways. If you, though, would like to become a member, because there's all kinds of really great perks to being a member, head on over to teamkempire.com/join. And for everything Kempire, including our podcast, Kempire, be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Be sure to rate us 5 on those platforms. We're still figuring out what's going on with Spotify, but make sure you're able to rate us a 5 before you rate. All right. What did I say? Oh, okay. Let's get into a hot topic. And this is an old hot topic, but with Tuesday Takeover, this is where I get to catch up on some of the things that I didn't get to do a separate video on or talk about because I was away. But do you guys know Bobby Storm? Bobby Storm. Hold on. You know Bobby Storm, gospel singer. She went viral a couple of weeks ago for singing on a Delta flight. And this Delta flight attendant says, you can leave. Look. I wanted to talk about this because you know how I am when it comes to the airport. And if you don't, you're about to learn. So let me just give you a full report for those that may have missed this story in regards to Bobby Storm. You probably don't even know who she is, but she is a really good singer. From what I heard on the flight, I was like, okay, girl, you can sing. Okay, but sit down. So, okay, they write this. According to Fox News, they said internet users appear to be siding with a Delta flight attendant who threatened to kick a passenger off of a plane if she refused to, quote, stay quiet before takeoff. Bobby Storm, a gospel singer, posted a video on Instagram and on TikTok on my half birthday, November 11th, that shows her being filmed while standing in the aisle of the plane as a flight attendant asked her to return to her seat. All right. She informs the flight attendant that she's, quote, charting on billboards and that she was allowed to stand as the seatbelt sign had been turned off. She says, it's not a disturbance, she says to the flight attendant. She says, I used to sing on planes a long time ago. While heading back to her seat, Storm returns to her seat and begins to share with the fellow passengers that she and her singing group have been nominated for 2 Grammy Awards. The flight attendant says to her, are you going to be quiet? Who's also the flight leader. This man is the flight leader. Shout out to Delta. All right. Storm tells the male flight attendant that the passengers are, quote, enjoying it. If you saw the viral video, All right, we don't have the viral video here. But if you saw the viral video, I don't know if the passengers were enjoying it. Look, hold on. Do I have a photo here? Hold on. You see the lady with the mask on all the way towards the back? She don't look like she's enjoying it. I know it's a little blurry, but she don't look like she's enjoying it. All right? So she says that the passengers are enjoying it. The flight attendant, the lead flight attendant, the man says, I'm not enjoying it. So I'm asking you, can you be quiet? That's a yes or no answer. The flight attendant again asked Storm to answer the same question. Are you willing and able to be quiet right now? Storm says that she was doing what the Lord was telling her to do. How God is up here and like, how I get in it? All right. He says to her, I'm your flight leader. I need you to follow my instruction. My instruction for you is to answer my question. Are you able to be quiet right now? Storm then asks fellow passengers what they think. The flight attendant says, okay, if you're not able to follow my instruction, you will not be taking this flight. Storm responds, she says, if that's the case, then that's fine. So in a statement to Fox News Digital, a representative from Delta said, Delta has been in contact with the customer for the safety of our customers and crew. It's always important to follow crew instructions. And if you fly a lot, you already know. And I'm sure Storm flies a lot as well. But apparently, this is not the first time. Because another video of her singing on a flight where it doesn't, you know, if people sing on a flight, it happens once in a while. People are like into it. I can't say the audience in either video were really into her singing. And it's not like she can't sing. It's not like she can't sing. She can definitely sing. But sometimes people don't want to hear that, you know, depending on the flight, they just want to go. But just because the seatbelt sign is off doesn't mean that you get to ignore a flight attendant's instructions. All right? The way that my TSA pre-check is set up, I'm not playing these reindeer games in a plane or the airport. I'm not playing these games. Look, the other passengers really did not seem like they were into it. But even if they were, if the flight attendant tells me to sit down, I'm sitting down. But they don't have to tell me to sit down because as soon as I get into my flight, I'm sitting down, I'm putting on my seatbelt. All right? I don't play with those things. All right? Because I would like to fly where we're going. Sidebar. I saw a viral video as I'm swiping through Instagram. I saw a viral video of this guy was drunk on a plane. You may have seen this as well. This guy was drunk on a plane. He gets into it with another guy that's seated. And they get into a back and forth. The guy that was seated, that was fighting with the drunk guy, proceeds to, because I believe the drunk guy hit him first, and then he proceeded to knock this guy out. He was laid out on the floor, blood everywhere. But here's the thing. I'm mad at the guy that knocked him out. You know why? Because you could have messed up your situation. You could have been kicked off the flight too. And you could have you could have lost your TSA pre-check. Look, if you have it. I don't know. Or you could be on the no-fly list. Is Bobby Storm on the no-fly list now? I hope not. But you better start listening. Because just because the no seatbelt sign is off doesn't mean that you singing could be a distraction for someone that's trying to do something on the plane. So if a flight attendant is telling you to sit down, they're telling you for a reason. They are trained for things that we are not fully aware of. So they don't need you blocking the aisle. They don't need you distracting people from anything. It's a safety hazard. But I do know that some people were like, oh, this man was having a bad day. Let the girl sing. She's singing to the Lord. But I don't play that in the plane. Sit down. Sit down. Because for all I know, you're distracting someone to do something else. Look. What is going on? Why is she singing? What are you doing over there? You know what I mean? Or maybe you distracted to do something yourself. I don't know. But I don't play that. And I put a mental note. I said, I need to talk about this when we get back to Tuesday Takeover. I know this happened literally almost a month ago, but I had to talk about it. And that's all. Look, and that's all. That's all I wanted to say about it. I did want to mention to you guys, I did hear that Real Housewives of New York Legacy Ultimate Girls Trip is premiering December 14th on Peacock with the first 3 episodes. If you've seen any of the promo, they really have downplayed Ramona's involvement, but of course she's involved. As you know, Ramona has really been sort of canceled by Bravo for now. Sidebar, speaking of canceled. So you know I did a video while I was in BravoCon. 'Cause look, this all happened last month. We have a lot to catch up on. So you know I was at BravoCon. I did a special BravoCon recap with my girl Taria from What Else Is Going On podcast. Go check that out. I did a special episode talking about me being accosted at BravoCon by Caroline Stanberry's makeup artist. Only for the news to get back to me. First of all, Bravo executives were aware of it. Apparently, she fired this makeup artist. Only for the makeup artist. And I knew this. That's why I was like, let me just wait. They did not waste any time to bring that makeup artist back. She's back to working with Caroline Stanberry. Please stop with the fake support, the fake apologies, the fake, oh, we're going to do something about it. But let me tell you something. If I see that woman again, ever in life, I will be calling security because that behavior was harassment. Harassment. Matter of fact, let me make a note because an official complaint should be made. Look. With the fake. Oh, she was let go. Look, she was let go. Oh, really? Okay. Y'all don't realize we have spies everywhere seeing things? With the fake apologies. I did not know she was doing that. Okay. All right. Anyways, I know a lot of you are also waiting to hear when is Real Housewives of Dubai coming. I told you possibly January. Now I'm hearing a little bit later. So we shall see. We shall see. Some of you are like, I don't care. Well, you will care once it's back on air and we're talking about it. All right. All right. And shout out to all of you that are here. We have over 800 of you watching on YouTube alone. And some of you are watching on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. We have quite a few of you watching on TikTok. Keep tapping your screens, TikTok, and for exactly the fake outrage. We know how they do. All right. Don't forget to like the video, guys, and don't forget to share the video. And if you're listening to audio version of this, don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. All right? All right. Train with Maine says, I'll be at BravoCon next year. Well, I will maybe see you there. You never know. I might not go. All right. Let's get into 90 Day Fiance because we haven't talked about 90 Day Fiance in a while. And you know, I was so looking forward to that scene with Danielle and Johan. Well, we already have the 90 Day Fiance the other way tell-all happening. I was like, what is going on? Damn, I missed that much, which I'm kind of glad, though, because now it's like, okay, yes, let's wrap up the season. Because after watching it, I was like, is it me? And you guys will let me know. These last few episodes that I missed, maybe like 2 or 3 episodes, weren't that great. They weren't that interesting. So I was sort of happy that this week's episode was the tell-all. Because leading up to it, I was like, oh, we need to wrap this up. And you know who needs to be wrap it up? Karen and TJ. The way she lost it on him before the tell-all in that last episode, and she screamed at the top of her lungs like bloody murder. I was like, what is going on right now? We already knew that this was going to happen. They were all lovey-dovey for the wedding and things like that, even though we knew that they should not be getting married. They should not be getting married. But here we are. They got married. And now she's up in their apartment, but the family has to kind of go through her apartment to get to the roof. And she's just like, can you at least knock? Which I can understand. Yes, can you at least knock so I can, that I'm appropriately dressed if you're going to come through the apartment. But culturally, she should know that this is a part of their culture of living under one roof and sharing space and things like that. They said she will not come down and join the family at all. If she gets in a fight with TJ will spend days down there. Like, this relationship is not going to work. But why did they bring Jeannie and Submit? Because they brought people from the past that are connected to the cast, to the tell-all. And Jeannie was like, respect India. And then she called Jeannie the see you next Tuesday. Not Jeannie. Because one minute I thought she was really being nice, Kimberly. And I was like, oh, she's different. Like, what's different? Maybe she's read the comments that people really do not like her, and that's why she's different. Oh, no. Because she flipped on us real quick. She flipped on us real quick in this tell-all part 1. I was like, what is going on? Something's not right with her. I'm not saying he's innocent either, because he basically told her in the season finale, you can go home. You don't got to tell me twice. Let someone I just married say that you could go home. And she's like, I just want you to, to hug me and tell me that everything's going to be okay. And he was like, I'm not going to do that. I appreciate the honesty. But he said, I'm not going to do that. And then that's when she lost it. She's like, I know you're not going to do that. And she screamed bloody murder. I was like, what is going on? I would leave that relationship. But mind you, there have been signs. He says that he has never seen her act like that. I don't know if I believe that. But because we've seen signs before they even got married. So I'm not surprised at that behavior. But let me tell you something. I would have been like, hey, we're going to get a divorce. Sidebar, he took out a loan for $12,000 for their home. And she knows nothing about like their expenses and their bills and things like that. So she could have gotten to a marriage with a man with a lot of debt and her not realize it. Okay. Something's just not right about this woman, this couple. Something's not right about them. Shersta, I agree. Shersta said, if I was TJ, I would sleep with one eye open. Me too. I wouldn't sleep in the same room. Maybe that's why he goes downstairs for days at a time. That scream, I was like, what is happening? Anyways, Shekinah's in an abusive relationship, allegedly, I think. He controls every aspect of her. Before this tell-all, he's telling her how to speak, what to eat, how to dress. First of all, we haven't been together in a while because we did discover that he has a long-lost child that he had with a woman years ago. It was like his first sexual experience. And she later told him that, she had a baby and he has no contact with this child. The child's probably like 20-something years old. He's strange to me. But now she doesn't even talk to her family. Shekinah does not talk to her family anymore, including her mom. Over this man, Sarper. Really? First of all, the issues that they were having during the season, I was like, wait a minute, you guys have only been dating 5 months? Girl, wrap it up. There's no way. There's no way that I would be like this invested after 5 months. But she also doesn't have a great track record with men. They've talked about that on the show. Mickey says, I had a cat named Shekinah. I think that's a better name for a cat than an actual person, but it is what it is. We also got an update on this couple that we've been asking for the last couple of weeks. Not because we were interested. We were just like, where did they go? So in the tell-all, Julio said that Kirsten cheated on him. I don't know if I believe that she cheated on him. I don't know if I even care that she cheated on him. What I want us to address is the fact that you switched up on her. You were all ready to move to Amsterdam, and then all of a sudden, after speaking with your family, telling your family that you're moving, you switched up. I believe that you're still the terrible person in this relationship. Even though he said he recorded her in a conversation she had with this other man. I don't know. And I'm not saying that she's innocent either, but based on what we saw on the show, Julio, seems to be very convenient. You didn't have solid evidence of her doing anything. Just saying. But there really wasn't much to their story during the season. I was surprised that they were even there. Chocolate Soul says, I don't believe Julio. Me either. I feel like he was trying to distract us from the truth. I liked his suit, though. He had a nice suit. He has good style. As soon as he came in, I was like, oh, look at his style. Trash, though. He's trash. All right. Holly, oh gosh, she wears me thin. She hasn't talked to her husband in South Africa for like 2 to 3 weeks during the season. After they got married, one of the biggest situations that she was going through was that she was not adjusting to life in South Africa. She felt very much alone. And I can understand that. But did you not think about this before you got married to a man that lives in South Africa and had no intentions of leaving South Africa because his business and his life is there? Like, I'm not surprised by it because we've seen other people that have been in relationships like Holly's that have said it doesn't work for them. Okay. We didn't get a lot from Brandon and May in the tell-all, but I wanted to give you my thoughts on what's been playing out during the season. This couple should not have gotten married. However, I did see a picture of the baby. The baby's cute. But I still look at her with a side eye. Is he the father? Allegedly. That's a rumor. That's a rumor. She looked very different at the tell-all. She doesn't look like this at the tell-all. I don't know if it's because she changed the color of her hair, but no, her face looked different. But that wedding with the bugs, and then the bugs were biting, his poor mama had a panic attack because she felt like I felt like they were on me. I was like, what is going on? I had never seen that before. And they still ate that cake. There ain't no way in hell. There ain't no way. Have you guys ever had frog legs? I never have. But does it really taste like chicken? I know some of you are like, what are you talking about? That happened during the season with Mary and Brandon. This couple is way too young. I don't believe that their issues have magically disappeared, but I know that they stay on TikTok. All right. And the rumor on the street was that they were fired, but they were at the tell-all, so I don't think they were fired because the tell-all wasn't filmed that long ago. But let me talk about, okay. Well, congratulations to Armando and, why can't I think of his name? Kenny. There we go. Whew. Armando and Kenny, congratulations. They have gone through the process. We get to see them during the season go through this process of getting a surrogate and things like that. You remember Kenny was a little on the fence about doing any of this. They're going to talk more about it during the tell-all. What's his name? I forgot his name. Tim, he chimes in saying that Kenny doesn't really want to do this. Stay out of people in their family business. I don't care if you're a friend. Stay out of their business. Stay out of their business. They're already doing it. They already done it. But can we talk about Johan and Danielle? They still have not talked about her bankruptcy. But we do find out he didn't take the dog. But I was waiting for that scene. That scene was so pumped up by me. And we finally get to see it, and it didn't hit the way that I thought it was going to hit because she does end up with the dog. He didn't walk out with the dog. My thing is, like, if you value the dog so much, just give him the hats. Who cares? Because she was like, you're not taking anything that I bought for you, because she kicked him out of the house. And then we found out why they were dressed up. They were giving out toys and things like that to the kids in DR, which I thought was nice. Only for her to find out. Only to find out that this man has been cheating on her. Are you surprised? I wasn't surprised that Johan had been cheating on her. My thing is, when you're dishonest, because I feel like she was dishonest with him, and I think she was dishonest for a reason, because I don't think she ever truly trusted him. But she also wasn't 100% honest with him. Her intentions about bringing him back to America, her not telling him about her finances and her bankruptcy. I don't think she ever told him any of those things. I'm not saying Johan's innocent. I think Johan is Johan. And I think she knew exactly what she was signing up for. And I think she probably thought she could change him by marrying him, but that's not going to change him. I'm sure he's cheated their entire relationship. Only for her to find out that Johan was getting money from these other women. Johan was sleeping with people in her house, in her apartment. Johan's disgusting, but we kind of knew he was disgusting. Look, so the scene that I thought was gonna be hilarious really didn't hit for me. The end says they was both lying. That's why I said I feel like you attract what you are. You attract what you are. Did I miss anyone from this season of 90 Day Fiancé the other way? Part 2 will be out this week, so we'll talk about that next week for Tuesday Takeover if you're just joining us. Tuesday Takeover is where we cover a variety of reality TV news, and pop culture news as well. If you're listening to this, as always, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. All right, let's move on to the other 90 Day Fiancé. Okay, can we talk about the couple in the middle? I know they introduced a new couple this week. We won't talk about them too much just because there really isn't a lot to talk about them. I know he has a drug addiction and things like that he talked about this week, but we'll talk about that new couple next week. The couple on the far right. One thing I do love about the growth of 90 Day Fiancé is that we're seeing more couples, especially Americans, that speak the language of their partners. I love that because so often we get these ignorant Americans that don't respect the culture. They don't learn the language. I love the fact that we're starting to see a change in that when it comes to 90 Day Fiancé. Like our girl, Ashley, the witch. I don't get Ashley's issues with her boyfriend, fiance. But I have to say in this last episode, the fact that they come to a place of understanding where he comes from, because he comes from a poor family, and a lot of times when he was away working and things like that, he always sends money back to his family. And when he explained that, I thought that was actually a really heartfelt moment for all of us to watch and see, because I think as Americans with our privilege, we sort of look at these folks that are not American coming into America. We have our own opinions of who they are and what they should be, and him sending money to his family. A lot, especially culturally. I know a lot of Caribbean people do this. They come here to America, they work, and they are always sending money and things back to their family in their home country. So I think for some of us, we get where he's coming from. But at the same time, I also feel like Ashley, she's great TLC. Like, she's classic TLC. Like, the delusion, the histrionics, she's just TLC wrapped up in a bow. She's funny, but I have to say I got a little tired of her constantly I was like, so what exactly do you like about this man? Why did you bring this man here? Like, why are you marrying him? I didn't understand. Jean says that I'm with Ashley, though. I'm not working hard every day to send money back to your family. But I feel like that's a conversation that they should have had before he got there. Like, those are critical. And look, we get it. There are a lot of people that are getting married nowadays that don't have the important conversations. However, I feel like that should have been a question. Like, that should have been a conversation. Like, I'm going to have to send money back to my family. You're going to have to send this money back. So I can understand where Ashley might be sort of like blindsided. Like, you didn't tell me that I would have to be sending money back to your family. See? So the French lady says, I do every month. See? Roro says that Ashley and Manuel don't click. They only have sexual energy. That's why I'm wondering, like, is this just a sexual thing? That's how they resolve their issues a lot of the times. I'm like, all right, you like it, we love it, right? Maybe. All right. Let me go to the other couple. So we talked a little bit about Ashley. Let's talk about Nikki and Justin. Now, his name is not Justin, it's Igor, but we'll talk about this. So this week she met his family, got permission from the family for them to get married. When Nikki originally met Justin's family, she had not come out as trans to them. Now they 17 years later, they know that she's trans, but they're very open to it and they were very embracing of her. I have to say, she annoys the hell out of me. Anyone else? She's annoying to me. Like, I feel like every single episode she's complaining about something. And look, sex in a relationship is important. But I feel like there's always something going on with Nikki in regards to what she's not liking about him and how he's treating her. But I'm going to say this in regards to how she's dressing in Moldova. And at first I was like, well, you shouldn't change her. This is who she is. But then I thought to myself, well, when we go to like a Muslim country, out of respect for the culture and their laws, you dress a certain way, don't we? Out of respect for someone's country. I'm not saying you have to change the way that you dress unless you're going to move there. But out of respect, don't you dress the way that's respectful to folks there? I had that thought while I was watching. I was like, well, if you think about it that way, out of respect, you dress respectful. You don't have to change who you are in general. But I don't think you're moving there either, because you applied for the K-1 visa only for us to find out. He said that he stopped having sex with other people. I don't know if I believe this. He stopped having sex with other people once they got engaged. So she loses it. I don't know if I believe this. I don't know if I believe this storyline. I do love the fact that we got to see Nikki and hear about Nikki's story, because it's so interesting that these two were dating each other back 17 years ago, and now they're rekindled, and now they're applied for the K-1 visa twice. But Nikki works my nerves so much. She really, really does. Chocolate Soul says, Nikki is annoying, and Justin/Igor really can't get past that she used to be a man. Hence, him asking her to be softer, not so mannish in how she handles him. Yeah, but here's the thing, which I thought was interesting, that he was saying, I don't even think it's just the mannish thing. I think for some men and women, you can attest to this, that there's a certain way that you treat your man that it doesn't sort of like, he feels like the way that she treats him and gets into arguments with him doesn't make him want to sleep with her. So I don't think it has to do with her just being trans. I think it has to do with that she's constantly badgering him about, oh, I want sex, or I don't like how you're talking to me, and da-da. He's like, that doesn't entice him to want to sleep with her. So I took it more like that, but I also heard him say that he has also hesitations in regards to sleeping with her because, after finding out that she was trans. And remember the way that he found out. They had an argument 17 years ago, and that's where she dropped the bomb. So she sort of like used it as a weapon. So I don't know about this couple. Like I said, both 90 Day Fiance and 90 Day Fiance the other way, after watching and catching up, I'm sort of like, am I missing something? Oh, Trans Talk with Miss Chastity says, thank you for being a member for 4 months. Chastity says, hey, YouTube husband. Have you ever watched Married at First Sight? Yeah, and we used to recap it, but it was just a hard show to recap because it's so long. And you guys weren't showing up for the recap. So I was like, I'm not going to waste my time watching a show that's 3 hours. I do watch it. I watch it just for leisure, and I watch it after the seasons end, and I can watch it sort of like on, I think it's like Max or on Discovery Plus. So that's how I watch Married at First Sight, because I do like the concept of the show. I do like the psychology of the show. Virgo Gale says he thinks she's too aggressive. Yeah, I mean, she is. We've seen her be very aggressive with him, both physically and with the way that she speaks to him. But in this last episode, she finds out that he was cheating on her because he was still sleeping with other people until they got engaged. Oh, the end says this season is so boring, don't bother. Of Married at First Sight. Ooh. I mean, I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm trying to watch. I think last season's the one I'm starting to watch again. All right. The end says Married at First Sight UK is good, though. Everything in the UK, television in the UK, that's the one thing that I miss about London. I could have stayed in my hotel room watching UK television the entire trip, but I couldn't. I had to go and see stuff. All right. Joe No says, I wish we should talk about Orion on Married at First Sight. VK says that Married at First Sight UK is messy. Uh-oh. All right. All right, so let's get into some hot topic. Wait, no, we're not done. We're not done with 90 Day Fiance because I don't have a lot to say about all the couples, but I'm gonna just give you a little bit back to this. So we found out, and I still have not learned this couple's name. This is a mess. Oh, what was her name? I can't remember her name. It doesn't matter. The couple in the middle. The one that keeps bamboozling us with her wigs and her photoshopped Instagram photos. She found that he was receiving intimate videos from other women, and she still stayed with this man. I was like, no, this is a perfect reason to break up with him. This is a perfect reason. I know he wasn't physically doing anything with these women, but I was just like, they're sending intimate photos and videos of themselves. Sophie, thank you so much, Sister on the Move. Sophie. And what's the man's name? Look. I have not learned that, and that's a first for me, because normally I always learn their names by the second episode, third episode. Yeah. Rob and Sophie. First of all, he's quite old. He's like 10 years older than she is. Rob and Sophie, thank you at the end. Rob and Sophie, she should have just left him. And she did leave him when she found that he was cheating on her. And apparently she had a dream about it. This week she came out and told him that she's bisexual. I don't think that's a big deal. It's only a big deal if she wants to have relationships with other women while she's in a relationship with you. But if she doesn't want to do that, then I don't think it's a big deal. Just saying. Have you guys? I saw the comment about the Family Chantel. You know, I cut out of the Family Chantel. I was like, I get so tired of certain shows that are so pre-produced and it's so obvious that it's hard for me to get into it. It's hard for me to get into it. So I haven't watched this latest season of the Family Chantel, especially because when we recapped, what was it? 90 Day Fiance, that island one, and Pedro's mom was on it with that man that clearly felt like a fake relationship. And now I see that he's on this season of the Family Chantel. I was like, I can't. I'm checking out. I'm checking out. All right. But Sophie and Rob, hopefully next week I will remember. Sophie and Rob, she tells him this week that she's bisexual. She went back to him after she found explicit videos of other women in his phone. I think that they should have just broke up. She's so young. She's 23 years old. She's 23. Don't get married to this man. I'm sure she has, though, at this point. Doesn't mean she can't get a divorce, but still. Speaking of pre-produced, I am so tired of Gino and Jasmine. And I know I say this all the time. I was invested this week. Well, not this week, this season. But now I'm not invested anymore in this relationship because I don't know what they're getting from this. I don't know if it's because they get to be on television, they get sponsored posts. I don't know. Remember, he quit his job. And I was like, why are you quitting your job and you have to pay for a K-1 visa and for a wife? And the nerve of Jasmine to find lip gloss, which could have been hers, to find lip gloss in his car and then to lose it when you got a full-on new booty that was partially paid by your ex-boyfriend that you have said that you had a videotape with and you had slept with during your relationship with Gino. It's the hypocrisy for me. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me, but I'm sort of over them because they can have a sweet moment. Everything's good. I would much rather see Jasmine adjusting to life in Michigan than them being good. And then all of a sudden she's fighting and she's having this sort of psychotic break every other episode because it gives very pre-produced. It gives very fake. It gives very phony. Her coming out, losing it on Gino, and then having this moment of crying in the rain. I want to go home. I want to go home. Go home. Who's holding you here? Go home. But we know she's not going to. Because this was a scheme that Todd set up for the bull. All right? Miranda says that was funny. The meltdown in the car. Oh, it was funny. But I'm sort of tired of it because we see these things coming. We know it's not real. We know this relationship is not real. But okay. Okay. All right. All right. Look, hold on. Was there any other couple that I want to talk about in this situation? If there was, we forgot about them. It's okay. All right. Someone said, did you miss the Diddy segment? You did not. You did not miss the Diddy segment. Did I forget to put a picture up of Diddy over here? Please hold. Bum, 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 bum. Let me bring up, first of all, Tracy Edmonds and Deon Sanders have broken up. They have broken up after 11 years together. 11 years together, these two have broken up. She posted on social media confirming the news. And a lot of you said, why do we need to know about this? Why do we need to know about this? Well, I guess the reason why people go public with this type of news is so that if you see us out dating other people, then, ignore it. Look, ignore it. Ignore it. Tracy will be fine. Remember, Tracy used to be married to Babyface. All right? She used to be married to Babyface. And then she was with this man for 11 years. 11 years they were together. But now they're not. Now they're not. Look, I mean, it's sad. That's 11 years of a relationship, and they were engaged for 4. Was that a sign? Look, I've never been engaged, so I don't know. A 4-year engagement? What was the delay? What was the delay? Makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. Okay. All right. You know what? Speaking of, hold on. Let me bring this up because this is important. Because speaking of breakups, so Monica, the singer? Monica the singer and C Murder have broken up. And I know what you're thinking. How in the hell did Monica break up with someone that's behind bars? You didn't know they were together? Oh, Monica. So Monica, shout out to our friends over at lovebscott.com. They write, Monica for the first time publicly commented on why she and C Murder are no longer together. The streets have been talking for quite some time about the two's quiet separation, but now we know via Monica herself what happened. So in a comment responding to a fan who brought his name up, she pointed out that it's been over 2 years since she mentioned him and people need to move on. Has it been 2 years since you mentioned him? We just assume he's locked up. Why you wouldn't mention him, right? Because we don't expect to see you out in the streets with him. Monica? So Monica responded to a comment and says, OMG, I haven't said his name in 2 years. Can y'all follow my lead like y'all did when I brought him up? One band, one sound. Monica, girl, look, and not that you have to release an official statement, but we assumed that y'all were still together because he was still locked up. And honestly, recently, a judge denied, they've upheld his sentence. So he's not getting out of jail right now. So Monica then said, well, here it is in short. I got my heart broken again, and that's okay. How you get your heart broken by a man in jail? Seriously speaking. I could understand if he came out because I think that was almost inevitable. I think a lot of people thought, well, once he comes out, it might be a situation, but he's not even out. She says, I got my heart broken again, in parentheses, and that's okay. She says, I learned yet another valuable lesson. I went through it, got over it. Now I can laugh about it. Life continues. I feel great that through it, he has representation to one day be free. Let's move forward. how you got your heart broken by someone in jail. I'm really just asking. I'm just wondering how that works out. Can someone let me know? Look, that is the most confusing thing that I have ever heard in my life. I would have much rather she just said, we're no longer together. I wish him well. I'm just glad that maybe one day he will be free. Not that I got my heart broken. I was not expecting that to be an element for Monica to give to us in 2023. That she got her heart broken by C Murda and C Murda's in jail. And I feel sorry for her, you know what I mean? Because nobody wants their heart broken, especially around the holidays. But she says she hasn't mentioned his name in 3 years. So it makes me wonder. Look, it makes me wonder. What happened? I don't want to waste our time in trying to figure it out. But if you've ever dated someone in jail, can you let us know? I'm sure there's someone out there, replay crew. I'm sure there's someone out here that can explain to me how they got their heart broken by someone in jail. Did they find new love in jail? No judgments.
How you doing?
Ooh, Mary. I mean, this would make more sense. Mary Jane's Baby says, C Murda broke up with Monica because his appeal was denied. That made more sense, but she makes it seem like they had broke up like 2 years ago. His appeal was denied like last week. Okay. Look, let me say thank you. Julie, thank you so much for always supporting Tuesday Takeover. Thank you for the super chat. Julie says, you struck gold with your mods too. I know. We have fantastic Kings Guards here. So shout out to our Kings Guards. And thank you, Julie, for always supporting. Hope all is well. All right. Casey, thank you so much for the super chat. Casey says, the Family Chantel, though. Is it good? I know Grace Report recaps it and talks about it, and she says it's good. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. If y'all set me up for the okie doke with this damn the Family Chantel. Alex, thank you so much for the super chat. Alex says, Monica got her heart broken when she heard what happens when he drops this. Come on. How long has he been in prison at this point? He's been in prison a long time. C Murda. Well, look, if y'all can explain to me in the live chat or in or in the replay comment section, let me know how you get your heart broken by someone in jail. I mean, besides their appeal not being approved, because that would break someone's heart. They had all hopes for their relationships, but okay, all right. Excuse me. Let's talk about Diddy. Oh, damn. And the only reason why I want to talk about Diddy, we're not going to go through every single Diddy story that there was. The reason why I want to talk about Diddy was because this all broke out in November, but he settled so quickly, we didn't even have a chance for us to talk about it during our Tuesday Takeover. So by now, you already know the full story that Diddy was sued by Cassie after a decade long of years, according to her in her lawsuit, her civil lawsuit against him and all the companies he's associated with, including Epic Records. She sued him. There were no actual amount that she was suing him for in this lawsuit, but she gave 35 pages of specific details of how he abused her over the years, which led to a lot of people coming out with their own stories. As you know, 2 more lawsuits came out after this that were associated with Diddy. One that was associated with Aaron Hall. We covered a lot of this. So if you missed any of our videos, you can go watch those videos in detail. But there were a lot of stories about Diddy over the years. But I think a lot of people did not. I don't know if people really believe them because there are a lot of rumors. However, some of what Cassie says in these stories and in this lawsuit really confirmed some of what the rumors had said over the years. A lot of people are asking, so what's J-Lo going to say? What is Young Miami going to say? I don't know what you guys expect Young Miami to say. What do you guys expect Young Miami to say? Did you read the lawsuit? I read that lawsuit, and I don't read a lot of lawsuits. But that lawsuit was pretty damning. And I know some people are like, oh, she just did this for the money. Well, no. Well, now this has opened a can of worms. This has opened a can of worms for Diddy. He's lost a lot of things since then. He stepped down as the CEO of Revolt. He's had to sever his partnership with the charter school that he was involved in. His Sean John brand has been discontinued over at Macy's. And some of you said, Sean John's still around? Yes. If you shop at Macy's, you knew that. All right. Amaris, I just saw what you said. I'm not repeating that. So there have been, in the liquor company that he was involved in with a lawsuit, Diageo, they have now, because of this other lawsuit, are saying that they don't want him to be the face of their brand. And that lawsuit was basically saying he was clearly just an influencer. He didn't deal with the dealings of the day-to-day when it comes to the brand. So a lot of things came out in the month of November, but a psychic by the name of Sloan Bella had predicted this 5 months before. She had channeled Kim Porter. So a lot of people are now saying, but had speculated even back then, what happened to Kim Porter? Well, if you haven't seen Sloan Bella's recaps and things of that she's talked about, it was pretty damning. And I'm like, wait a minute. And this was 5 months before the Cassie lawsuit, that particular video that she did. Now I'm wondering, I'm like, justice for Kim Porter. I don't want to talk about what she said in this particular video, but she said that someone put cameras in her home that she didn't know about. She also said that something in a Lawson's can that she was taking, that maybe she was allegedly, I'm just going to say allegedly, was poisoned. Mary Jane's babe says Sloan Bella is the GOAT. I'm catching up. But I've heard of Sloan Bella before. But, of course, this has put her on the map in our community right now. Al B. Shore had insinuated stuff. A lot of people are speaking out. Justice for Jaguar Wright and the things that she said about Diddy. Steve C said, did Miss Cleo predict anything? You know Miss Cleo wasn't real. She wasn't even a real Jamaican. Yes, Jean, it was the nasal spray. Allegedly. Look. So we shall see. I've been calling this in my coverage the downfall of Diddy. We're going to continue to follow this, but there was some more stuff that came out. So after the lawsuit was settled, allegedly for 9 figures. All right. After this was settled, one of the people named in the lawsuit, the former head of security for Diddy, spoke out and confirmed that he witnessed Diddy and Cassie and the incidents that she described in the lawsuit, and Diddy with other people. All right? Only for the head of security's Instagram to be taken down the next day. And then for him to come back to Instagram and to be backtracking. Which made people believe, was he paid off? Well, I don't know if he was paid off. I do know that his son is going through a whole legal situation, and apparently I think he expected support from Diddy, allegedly, and Diddy did not give him that support. But Sloan Bella did say, look, because we talk about this stuff. So if you're new here and you're like, I don't know about all, we talk about a mix of stuff here. But Sloan Bella, I believe she's a psychic, medium. She did say that there is a woman working on getting more information in regards to Kim Porter and her passing to the right people. And I said, was it Kimora? But the way she described the woman doesn't sound like Kimora. But what we should understand, that Kimora knows some things. She knows some things. And I know she posted right after all of this, I forgot exactly, it was a quote, something that she posted on her Instagram story. And shout out to Kimora Lee. She just had a fire in her home, and a lot of you in the comment section were like, was it Diddy? Come on now, y'all. I'm just happy she's safe and the family is safe. She knows things. This is why her ex-husband, Russell Simmons, is in Bali as soon as those SA allegations came up against him. Left the country. All right, guys. We've been talking for an hour and 40 minutes. If you're listening to this, as always, don't forget you can hear the audio version of Tuesday Takeover and so many other things and special episodes on the Kempire podcast, a part of the Kempire Radio Network. Be sure to subscribe to us on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And as always, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. 5-star rating. Well, yeah, in regards to Diddy, it wouldn't shock me because remember Kid Cudi confirmed that Diddy threatened him allegedly to blow up his car, and then all of a sudden his car blew up in his driveway. He confirmed that. All right. Look, all right. A couple of things before we go. A couple of things that I want to talk about since we're talking about pop culture news, because that's exactly what Tuesday Takeover is. It is a mashup of some of your favorite hot topics, reality TV and reality TV news. This is sort of like a hot topic, but crossover to reality TV. Tamar Braxton. Sidebar, first of all, Tamar Braxton and JR, you remember from Queen's Court on Peacock. We enjoyed the show, but we also said this relationship isn't going to last. He went on social media and basically said that she was the problem and this is why we broke up, blah, 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 blah. I've covered all this. If you want the full story, go check out the videos I've done on this. Only for us to see, first of all, Tamar had her own drama with Krishan, who we never talk about, at one of her shows. Then she got into it with Tommy, another reality TV person, only for JR to go out on a date with Tommy, days later. Then for days later for Tamar and JR to be on live together. Now apparently Tamar's taking all the blame for them breaking up, and now they're back together? They're back together, Tamar and JR? You remember they were engaged before? Look, Tamar, at this point, if you like it, we love it. I mean, what are we supposed to do? But I did want to talk about it because I know I have not given you an update on Tamar and that situation since they decided to come public. And I know there was just another story that came out today in regards to them. I'm not covering it. I just wanted to let you guys know Tamar and that man with the bang are back together. They're back together. Sidebar, speaking of Queen's Court on Peacock, word on the street is that K. Michelle is going to be on it. I'm going to watch. I thought K. Michelle was still with that doctor, but apparently not. But I know K. Michelle has done a few different reality shows with the guy she was dating with, so maybe she broke up with him then, and I didn't know. But she's always great television, and I'm willing to watch this. Look. I thought Queen's Court was a good show. I don't want to see Evelyn or Tamar to come back. Tamar's with her man, with the bang. And Evelyn is back on Basketball Wives doing what she did on season 1. So stay where you are. Congratulations to Jennifer from Basketball Wives. She's engaged. She just had an engagement party. Congratulations to her. I don't know who that man is, but maybe some of you do. I'm happy for her. Look, good for her. Mazel. Mazel. Are you watching Basketball Wives or Orlando? I tried watching Orlando. It's not my cup of tea. I'm not saying the show is bad or not. It's just not my cup of tea. I was willing to give it a chance. I started watching and I was just like, nope. Look, nope. Not for me. Not for me. But it might be for you. It might be for you. Just not for me. All right. Keke Palmer. Oh, look, we're covering everything today. All right? We are covering everything today. I'm just giving you an update. I'm not digging into anything. So because we've covered the Keke Palmer and Darius Jackson situation. So she is now, I guess, I don't know, takedown or the restraining order has been lifted. There we go. So they're going to try and work on their relationship privately. There were some damning accusations against Darius Jackson and his brother and his father. Like the toxicity in that male side of the family. The mama has a restraining order out on the father. So I'm a little concerned for Keke because we do talk about the abuse cycle and how, people that are in abuse cycles sometimes will go back to their abuser. And I know she's talked about this recently publicly in regards to that cycle and how you sort of feel bad for your abuse. It's a whole cycle. I'm just concerned for her safety based on what she described in her request for a temporary restraining order and physical custody of her son, Leo. I agree. Alex says, everybody clap for Keke's mother. Because Keke's mother, who we never hear from, we heard a lot from during this time. Well, I wish them the best. I'm just a little concerned. I'm just a little concerned based off of what we heard in regards to their relationship. Keke, you got our support, so don't feel like you're out here alone if something happens. Okay. All right. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Oh, Chocolate Soul says no, Kempire. The RO and custody are still in play. Oh, what? Really? Okay, thank you, Mickey. Mickey says Keke released a statement saying that she's not removing the restraining order and is still moving forward with the investigation. Woo! I love when we can resolve something really quickly. Yes. Woo! Because I saw that and I was like, oh, God, this is not good news. This is not good news. All right. Was there anything else that I wanted to talk about on my list of things? No, I covered a lot today for our Tuesday Takeover. If you're new to Tuesday Takeover, as I said before, this is where we cover a variety of reality TV news, but also pop culture news, as you just saw. We covered quite a lot. Was there any other shows that I wanted to mention or talk about? No. And if not, we'll talk about it next week during our Tuesday Takeover. Same time, same place. As always, you will be able to hear an audio version of the podcast version of this on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. As always, don't forget to rate and review the podcast. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications. That was a great way to end the live, to find out that story was not true about Keke in that situation. That's great. That's great to hear. All right. Thank you to our King's Guards. We cannot do this without them. Shout out to our King's Guards, both on TikTok, on Instagram. Well, Instagram too, but on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. All right. Retha, we talked about Below Deck. All right. I think that was it. I think I talked. Oh, wait. Nope. One last thing. First Wives Club on Netflix, but also on BET Plus. First Wives Club, I started to watch the last week or so, and I'm like, this show is so good. With Jill Scott, Michelle Patel, and I forgot her name. I apologize, but she's not even on the show anymore. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert. She's not on the show anymore. But there's 3 seasons available on Netflix. But I'm not sure whether or not the show is coming back because I believe it's been off the air for like a year now. I want to see them bring this back on Netflix or something because it's such a good show. And then I Googled schmoogled and I found out about Tracy, is it Oliver or Olivier? I'm not sure how she pronounces it. I found out that she was behind the show. You remember she's also behind Harlem, and she's also behind she co-wrote the screenplay for Girls Trip. There we go. Woo! All right. So I was like, okay. I didn't even realize that she was behind all these shows, but I love all the things that she's done. First Wives Club is really, really good. If you haven't seen it, all 3 seasons are available on Netflix and on BET Plus. So go give that a watch. And yes, I forgot to talk about the whole Jeannie, Mai, and Jeezy situation. All right. Let me take a sip and let's talk about the show's not over. So for the people that left, you left too soon. But if you're subscribed to the podcast, you're listening to the audio version, and you're like, I didn't miss it. All right. So Jeannie, Mai, and Jeezy is getting ugly, y'all. Speaking of First Wives Club, I mean, she was his first wife, Jeannie Mai, but he was her second husband. So it's gotten ugly. And it just got ugly this past week because he filed court documents asking a judge to come up with a custody schedule, and he referred to her as a gatekeeper of their daughter. Then she responded to their divorce saying that he cheated and cited that their prenuptial agreement said that if you cheat, you're going to pay. So we all said, oh, wait, so Jeezy cheated? And if you read what the prenuptial agreement, cheating is not just the in and the out. Cheating could be a bunch of different things, like an emotional affair. All of that is considered violating the prenuptial agreement, which makes me wonder, Jeannie, what do you know? What do you know? Oh, and I remember I have another story to talk about. Oh, damn. All right, buckle up. Tuesday Takeover can be a while. This is why I said I wasn't taking callers. So it makes me wonder, what does Jeannie have to prove that he cheated? Then she did the Jennifer Hudson show and said, I'll play the audio. Hold on. Let me play the audio of what Jeannie said. So she went on the Jennifer Hudson show, and Jeannie said this in regards to what she's been going through.
I was going through things, and marriage ended in divorce, and it was kind of hard. So yeah, it's what I'm dealing with day by day, you know.
And how are you doing now?
Well, I think I'm doing better now. You know, I think at the time when I found out, you know, at the same time as the rest of the world that my marriage was ending in divorce, I was gutted. So yeah, today it's about picking up the pieces. It's about discovering me and being a mom to the best blessing in my life, my little girl. You know?
Accentuating the positive
Absolutely.
and the beauty in life.
Even though this year I met the most broken version of me, I also met the strongest version of me.
I love
today.
how you said that. That's going to empower so many to hear you say it like that.
And look, I was empowered when I heard that. However, I told you, if you watch the video that I did on this, I was sort of like, I feel like, and I've been saying this and covering the Jeannie, Mai, and Jeezy situation, I feel like Jeannie is pretty good when it comes to manipulating PR and things like that. And I'm not saying Jeezy isn't either, because he's been combating a lot too. And I also told you in my coverage of the story, shout out to my girl Layla Lynn, she discovered that one of the documents that he signed in this divorce situation was dated a couple of, or more than a couple months before he actually filed. All right. So now Jeezy is denying, first of all, he denied cheating when that came out. And now he's also denying that she was blindsided by this divorce. And some of you don't believe her either. And then some of you do believe her. Like, it's so interesting to read the comments covering this story. But someone in the comment section, I wish I had the comment in front of me, pointed out something that I thought of as I was doing the story. Like, were you really blindsided? Aren't you served with your divorce papers before the news broke? I don't know. I could be wrong. We have a Miss Esquire. Look, someone tell me. So I thought to myself, like, were you truly blindsided? Because I feel like when we found out about the divorce filing, it wasn't immediate. It wasn't immediate when it was filed. I don't remember the timeline, but I don't think it was like instantly we found out. He filed for divorce and then we found out. It wasn't like the whole Drew Sidora and that creep in that divorce. Oh, okay. Thank you, Miss Esquire. We love our attorneys. Miss Esquire says, I think it's a game of semantics. She didn't know about the filing. All right. But I also think Jeannie's playing a game. Because here's the thing. And I said this in the video that I did on this. When you do interviews like this for talk shows, your team will tell people what can be asked. They will ask what they can be asked. There's a whole pre-production to an interview. Like, these questions are orchestrated beforehand. All right? There are pre-interviews and things like that. So I think it was a choice. And if you watch the video, the way she answers it, it was a very interesting body language moment for me. As I was watching, I was like, she knows what she's doing here. Casey, thank you so much for the super chat. Casey says, to think he was the Azili Santor tattoo. I saw that across his back. She's smiling, watching his ish blow up. I know your Haitian blood is boiling. I have Haitian blood? Wait. I think you might have me mistaken. At least I need to go look at my 23andMe. But yeah, I saw that speculation too, the tattoo that Diddy has on his back. If you look up the meaning behind, she protects children and women or something like that. Miss Esquire says, not always serve before the news breaks because you don't have to serve until it's filed with the court. Thank you. Folks been leaking unfiled documents to the media a lot. Yes, I wasn't sure, but it did cross my mind. I was just like, wait a minute. Miss Esquire, do you think that she was blindsided though? That's a question. All right. So the Jeannie Mai situation, she says she's blindsided, but according to Jeezy, she couldn't be blindsided. We've been going to marriage counseling. She knows how this has been going. Well, look, Black Diamond says, I thought he had Ghana blood. Y'all got me everywhere. I have Nigerian blood. I have to open my 23andMe. But I gotta, look, we've talked about it. Of course, my parents are from Jamaica. But if you look at my 23andMe, hey, Nigeria. Anyways, yeah. So, okay, Miss Esquire says, I think she was blindsided by the filing, not by the dissolution of the marriage. That's important. I think that she was blindsided by the filing, not by the dissolution of the marriage. Okay. What do you guys believe? Replay crew. I always want to hear your thoughts. As always, we will be posting the timestamps in the description by our King's Guards who are keeping track of that. All right. There was another story that I wanted to talk about. Oh, yes. I know what I wanted to talk about. Real Housewives of Potomac. So we're going to end this Tuesday takeover with talking about Potomac. I just want to say this, and I've said this yesterday during our recap, so if you missed it, be sure to check that out. You can hear the audio version on Apple and Spotify. But I have to say this again. The whole bots, online bullying, cyberbullying that we're seeing of Dr. Wendy Asefo and her children and the threats and things like that, that's got to end. But Dr. Wendy Asefo, the clip for next week's episode, it's all good that she has the receipts and what she's posting now on social media. But this clip, I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm going to play it for you guys so you can hear the audio for next week's clip from, shout out to our friends over at the Bravo Shade Room. I'm playing this from their page. and she insinuates that Nneka has an issue. Hold on.
Seeing her at your daughter's sipping seat.
That was no.
Oh, she was there?
Yeah.
I was under the impression with this whole conversation that you didn't really know her.
I mean, that's my sister's friend. That's my.
She said she honored her at your daughter's party.
It's a little baffling that Wendy is saying that she does not know LeBay very well. When LeBay got a gala, that is an intimate thing. You don't just give that to any Jane on the street. And it's not like Wendy did not tell the truth. So I'm just like, why are you lying?
Ivy was friends with Lebe. So yeah, she was in my doorstep and she got a head tie. But if we're being quite honest, so did Giselle. So how about that?
And she honored her at your daughter's party.
Were you there, or were you still in LA smoking crack?
Crack, because that's what I smell. Be careful with the allegations, honey. Nobody's smoking crack over here. Wendy saying that I'm doing crack is another deflection. It's like, just own up to what you did. You and your family tried to attack me, and you're mad that I got a seat at the table. Smoking crack. Get the hell out of here. No one smokes crack anymore. Yeah, really getting into this.
I'm gonna put that out there.
Just crack? We went to crack? Because that's a reach.
Do you have a crack receipt?
Do I have a what?
A crack receipt?
If it quacks like a duck, then guess what? Crack it is.
We shouldn't put out like drug accusations. Unless it's true.
Let's not put out
This
any
is rich.
allegations. Let's be clear.
But she
From
Let's
Giselle.
not put out any allegations.
Okay. This is too much. The tension is just thick as concrete right here. I'm trying to.
First off, I didn't like Dr. Wendy saying anything like that. But Giselle, girl, it's definitely a reach for Giselle to talk about accusations and what she's bringing on the show. And mind you, in this week's episode, she says that Karen is on the crack and juice. Giselle is such a hypocrite. Look, she's such a hypocrite. But Dr. Wendy, I don't know. Like, I feel like you're not handling the situation. Look, I know it's a situation. And I'm not saying that Nneka is innocent. But going this way in regards to crack and just not being straightforward with, like, I don't like this girl. And Ashley, I keep telling you, Ashley's probably worse than Giselle. If not, they're equal. Like, she knows about galas and things like that. You don't just give galas to, and you all that have, are familiar with African culture have already told me that that's not true. That's not true. Wendy tells us this herself, that's not true. She's like, look, Giselle got one too. Well, then there's that. Then there's that. But here's the thing. This is what I really wanted to talk about in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac. Sidebar, Dr. Wendy, I watched your video thinking that you're going to talk about the whole situation that's happening on Real Housewives of Potomac because that's the way you promoted it, only for you to be like, you're going to have to wait and watch. You don't get out of here.
What you mean?
You working my last good nerve, Wendy. Okay? But we have to wait. Then why'd you promote it like you were going to say something? Only for me to be like, oh, she didn't say nothing. Anyways. But here's the thing that I wanted to mention. One of the things that I keep seeing on social media is that a lot of people are saying that this season of Real Housewives of Potomac is not giving. They're also saying that they're not watching. They're also saying this season is trash. They're trying to find out where the season's going. And so far they're not feeling it. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about this season? It's only 5 episodes. The ratings have been okay. K-Baby says Wendy clickbaiting, right? Annoyed. I was like, okay, I prepped for a Tuesday takeover. And I went and I'm trying to, and I said, let me fast forward because I need to get to the tea before I go live. Only for her to be like, you're just going to have to wait and watch. I said.
Lies. The lies.
Damn it. But she says she will talk about it later in the. I'm not going to even tune in. You clickbaited me too much in that one. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see. Go figure. Go figure. First of all, thank you all for being here for our Tuesday takeover. Thank you to our King's Guards in the live chats on multiple platforms. Thank you to all of you watching on multiple platforms. Thank you to our subscribers. Congratulations to our winner of one of today's Kempire's 12 days of giveaways for the holiday season. And congratulations to anyone that may have won as well. And if you were one of the winners from Sunday, be sure to email us, kempiredaily@gmail.com. I got your email, but you did not respond to my email, so we would like to get that to you. And congratulations to those of you that have won memberships here on the channel. Welcome to the memberships and enjoy the perks. Enjoy the perks. And I hope that you will remain a member. If not, it's fine. It's fine. Don't forget as well, guys, we are raising money for Toys for Tots this year. After the live, if you're a part of the replay crew, you'll probably see a link here, but check out our last videos. You'll be able to see links there for a way for you to donate. Let's raise $1,000 for the holiday season so our child can have a fantastic holiday. All right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the Venmos, the Cash Apps, things like that supports the channel. But you can also support the channel just by liking, just by sharing, just by telling a friend to tell a friend. Thank you. Let's get out of here with some holiday music. And I will see you guys in the next recap, which will be Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because that comes on tonight. So stay tuned for that. All right. Congrats, Mary Jane's baby. Mary Jane's been here a long time as well. All right. We're going to get out of here. I will see you guys later. All right. What do I want to play?